Let's see. No, I would not like to download the new version. Let's play the Smith War again, but see what he does against that. Yeah. You know, I don't mind losing these games. The idea is it inspires people that are playing me. Okay, I'm going to play the Gambit. Okay. I don't know why my video capture shut off. Hopefully it has the finish on there. Okay. So white's giving up a pawn for rapid development. Okay, so now I play knight f3. And, you know, follow up bishop c4. He may play knight f6 here. He may walk into a trap here. Okay, so now if he plays knight f6, this is a book trap because I have e5. So he should play e6. So if knight f6, e5. Okay, very good. Well, here, let's just look at that. Let's get this down. I'll just illustrate it. Knight f6, e5. Now, knight takes is a blunder because after knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes f7 check, and I pick up the queen. Okay, so knight f6, e5, pawn takes, I have queen takes. Now if he plays knight takes, I have knight b5. And king d7 is met by knight takes e5 check, the king goes back and it's mate. So he has to play, would have to play rook b8. And let's see, let's get those arrows up. Okay, so knight f6, e5, pawn takes, queen takes, knight takes, knight b5. He has to play rook b8. Now I play knight takes e5, and that threatens knight c7 mate. So he has to play knight from d8 to e6. But then I have bishop takes, then knight c7 check, king d8, knight takes, pawn takes, and then knight goes down here and checks and wins the rook. And I beat a future international master with this back in 1974. Okay, so e6 is the proper move. Very good. Okay, so now I just castle. And the idea is to play queen e2, rook d1, develop this bishop somewhere, bring the rook over here, and white enjoys some pressure. Okay. This is good practice for me too. Okay, so knight f6, and now queen e2. Okay, so let me think. Does the bishop go to f4 or g5? Let's put it on. And at some point, black should be playing e5, some of the lines, but let's put it on g5 and see what happens. These are supposed to be my next two moves. Okay, so let's just put this work here. get this rook here. Okay. So, white has a little bit of a development advantage. Queen, rook, and bishop developed. Queen, rook, and bishop non-developed. There's e5. Okay. Now, I think I'm supposed to play h3 here and stop the pin. Now, rook d1 is met by bishop g4 and h3. Okay, now I'll just come back to e3. I've got g4 covered. Hey, black's fine here. Looks like he's got some theoretical knowledge of this, which is good. Gotta learn your openings. And then, when your opponent plays a non-book move, you'd be surprised what you can come up with if you dig in. Okay, so now rook fd1. And white's completed his development. And I've got 3.5 tempo advantage if I can do anything with it. So I'll keep playing as long as he's free. We haven't been able to play lately, so. Okay, queen d7. Now that shuts his bishop in. Also gives me the b6 square. So I could play bishop here directly. I don't know. Let's see. What's he trying to do? Always look at what your opponent's trying to do, because he's trying to mate you to bishop b6. He has bishop d8. He also has maybe knight h5. The idea of going into f4. So one interesting move here is to play knight d5. And if he takes on e4, I have knight b6. If he takes on d5, that might be his best. I can take back with the bishop. I don't know. Queen d7 seems unorthodox, but I don't see a sound continuation here necessarily. Let's see. Knight h4, knight takes e4. I need open lines. Knight takes. Rook takes. Also take with the pawn. Knight a5, I have bishop d3. I don't know. I think this is the most logical move. I don't like it. I don't like trading stuff. But it gives me the option to take back with the pawn. Which could misplace his knight. Also take back with the bishop. That ties his b pawn down. I don't know. Game seems about even. White's got development, black's got a pawn. So he could play bishop d8. He played rook d8. Okay, what does he have planned for knight b6? I don't know, knight b6. He ignored my threat. Queen c7 or queen e8 is only safe squares for his queen. I just take his rook and I'm ready to retreat. Okay, well. Clearly we have a blunder here. Well, I'll be the first one to admit that I overlooked something. My tactics are not fast. I need to sit and think. Okay, so now I want to pick up his rook in the corner, and my knight's ready to run out of there. You know, to control these two squares. I can take on h3. So the last game was an example of changing move order. My queen on c8 was overworked, guarding the back rank and guarding h3. It was unprotected. Okay, so let's drive his queen to a bad square. And I still have the d5 flight square. Okay, my pawn on e3 is under attack. So let's do something I wanted to do earlier. Let's play bishop b6. That protects my pawn on e4. And black has just lost a rook. That's unfortunate, he blundered. But these are training games. They're you play a stronger player, you build up your experience. If I could play in a turn with a bunch of 2400s, I would be lucky to score anything. But I'll gain a wealth of experience. There was a wealthy U.S. player master that sponsored some kind of a U.S. championship where he gave outrageous prizes. The only condition was he got to play. Now, what are they going to say? The other masters, no, you can't play, you're too weak. No, they're going to say, we'll happily let you play because we want your money. And they do deserve it, okay? Now, you're professional chess players, you get paid all you want. What do you want to make? Well, that's what you should get paid. So, this one thing I understand. Why I have my methods of coaching as I do. You get better by playing stronger players. So, one thing CCB needs to learn is to, resign a lost game and go on and play another one. Many times we usually go down to checkmate. That's why I let him checkmate me last game. Now he had a nice move. He deserved a checkmate. Okay, so I don't really have a threat here, except, black is kind of suffocated here. Okay, bishop c8. He's trying to clear d7 for a rook. For a knight. So, trades don't hurt me. I'll play knight d5. That's going to force some kind of a trade. His bishop has no move. I've uncovered an attack on his rook. Okay, now, do I want trades? Okay, one of my rules of thumb that I talk about is when you're ahead of material, you want to play for checkmate, because checkmate ends the game. Now, naturally, if I trade all the minor pieces, the queens and a rook, I'm in a rook up and it's just mop up. But, he's going to try to avoid that. So I'm thinking of bishop c7, and the threat is to take on e7 and then win a pawn on d6. Nothing is protecting. There's an interesting move. This. I'm trying to get the knight into here. Because if the pawn takes, we'll put up this diagonal. I don't know. I don't see enough there. I kind of see the theme, but I don't quite see enough. I'm looking at knight takes, queen takes. Okay, knight takes e7. This is one thing I hate about it. I'm drawing the arrow from here to here, but it's making it from here to here. Now, how can I not be that inaccurate with a mouse on a constant basis? This happens all the time. Just.com needs their own interface, okay? Just like ICC and Free Internet Chess Server have. Okay. Let's see, I have 7.5 minutes. But this does have some flaws. One of which is a knight takes. I'm covering a take here. Of course, I could take here. But I'll just preserve this stuff for now. Keep this bishop on the diagonal. I'll play here. And clearly my idea is to trade on e7 and take on d6. And then I can continue my idea of attacking his king. So he does have knight a. Oops. See, well that and I know I drew it wrong. Knight to here. Okay, idea of going in here at some point, but I do have that square covered with my knight on d5. Okay. So white to play. I'm sorry, black to play. The unfortunate thing for black is I have nothing unprotected. My bishop is protected. Both bishops are protected. My knights are protected. My queen is protected. My rook is protected. All my pawns are protected. Everything I own is protected. So he has no targets at this moment. And, I'm just threatening to take. And if he takes back with the queen, I tempo his queen. And so let's see, what did he play? I played bishop e6. So now I get more trades here. But, trade's okay, but I don't get the checkmate I necessarily am trying for. Let's take the check. Now, if the queen takes, I can take with the bishop. His queen is loose. Now my bishop on c7 is not protected. But it will be. Okay, so I'm going to take on d6, chases queen. This unfortunately puts his queen into a discovery. It has to go to d8 or d7, it appears. So now I can take on e5 with another discovery. Okay, so I just picked up 2 pawns, his center pawns, and I'm still up a rook. Okay, now I can cripple his pawn structure. He doesn't have a dark squared bishop. So this makes sense to me. Okay, now I don't really want to trade, so I'll put the bishop on d5. That pins his knight. Now, if he takes, my rook can take back. Maybe bishop c4 was rushed, but I like the idea of pinning his knight. So now if there's pieces traded, it's tougher to get a mate, but then again, not necessarily. He's still down a rook, and his king position is compromised. So does he have a sack on h3? No, he doesn't. Okay, I can't take with the pawn because my pawn is pinned. But I can take here. Can I get away with this? Rook takes. Knight takes check. King here. Uh-oh. What did I miss? Okay, he's not going to back rank mate me again, is he? Okay, now I got to save my rook. Let's just put it on the 7th rank. Okay, so I'm ahead of queen now. Now my goal is to transfer this knight to f5. And get there by way of h4 or d4. I don't care about his b7 pawn. I care about this guy. You get a checkmate, the game's over. Now, this is a potential, but his rook covers, getting the queen to c4. Okay, now let's put the knight on h4. This might be a serious threat. Okay, so don't necessarily need to do this. Yeah, this is deadly here. How does he defend f7? The threat is a mate in 2. Let's see how he gets out of mate here. Well, it's just mate in 1. Well, thanks for the game. Okay, we'll play another one if he wants. Rematch. Okay.